All right, and we're back to the American Wannabes podcast, episode 172. And to my right, I have...
What up, guys? Jerry G from HP.
All righty. To my left, over here, far left.
What's
face.
up, man? Chaton, a.k.a.
Ooh.
A-Rap Fern.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I like that. And this is a poet, a.k.a. Mr. Big Daddy, a.k.a. Mr. Magnum Filler, a.k.a. Mr. All Up in Them Guts. And we got a special little guest with us right now. Who is it? Who do we got?
Well, we got to say, where's Christian at first?
Oh.
First of all, taking the day off.
Christian's going through some marriage problems. And
hopefully that ends.
The fame of his show is taking over.
His fame is getting too, out there. And he's getting all over his head. He's growing a little bit of hair. He got two little hairs full like Homer Simpson way. He's getting all cocky now and shit. Christian's not with us on this episode. Hopefully we'll have him back on the next one if he's available. It got hectic for him, right?
Yeah.
But we got a special guest in the building, dog. It's a good friend of us, a good friend of the American Wannabes podcast. He's been a fan since day one. Am I right?
Day one.
Let everybody know your name, bro. Tell everybody your name.
This is Jonathan Sanabria, also from HP.
Ooh.
So local boy, just
resident.
like the guys here.
A resident.
For all you day one fans, that could be you right there.
Oh,
could have been
right there.
should have been.
Cards right.
Hey, y'all should have entered the raffle.
That's right.
Jesus,
Right. He won the gel. Look at him.
Shit.
Nice.
There you go.
We got a detangler winner.
Detangler. Top and bottom, beard and top. No, but bro, you've been a fucking listener since day one. You've been here before the podcast, huh? You were kicking with us before.
He's the one that told us we should start a podcast.
Co-creator.
Co-creator right here. Yeah.
Now we go way back. Jonathan's a good friend. He's obviously from the hood, from HP,
That's right.
and he's been a supporter of our comedy
Yes,
and
sir.
just a friend himself. And the reason he's here, why is he here? Why do we think he should be a good host?
Because
a good guest,
you know what
guest?
we say.
It's
What?
election
Christian's
year.
not here. We need somebody to not cover and fill in his space.
Sure.
But we said,
Insightfulness.
who could we if we wanted to? And then we quickly, no brainer, said, let's get Jonathan here because Jerry's right. La política se puso pesada. All right.
Yeah.
We need more help explaining what's going on with this political shit. And I mean, who better to tell us?
It's election year.
And dumb it
special
down
edition.
for us.
Yeah.
Been a good friend of
That's
ours.
the good thing. Dumbing it down.
For us, Mr. Jonathan. And I know, Jonathan has.
Well, he has no credits, but what is your little?
You did political science in college or dabbled in it, right?
Yeah, no, it was my minor.
Took a class.
No, it was my minor.
Yeah,
political
I used to fuck a bitch.
science. I wanted to be a lawyer originally. That's why I did like.
Is that why you look like that?
Yeah.
Is that the
Dos
look?
22. Los defensores.
Dude, anybody who reads 2 books, fool, in their life, to me, I'm like, yo, this guy knows his
He's
shit.
deep. He's deep.
Yo, this guy knows he has the answers to life, bruh. But dog, do you think HP is changing though, low key? Because it's been.
Well, let him talk about his background a little bit, or why he's here, or why we actually listen to this fool when he talks.
Exactly.
I don't know why you listen.
You went to
tell me what you
UCLA?
think. All right, yeah.
Come
so
on,
I went
brag
to,
a little bit.
All
Tell
right,
them
yeah,
about yourself.
I went to
the place to
UCLA.
do it.
Yeah, I
Tell them
graduated
why
from
you're
UCLA.
here.
12.
Tell them why you're here, not other day one fans. Why are you here?
Whoa.
Yeah, so I went to UCLA, studied poli-sci, did a lot of race and ethnic studies there as well. After I graduated, got involved a little bit in the political game. I'm actually a commissioner here in the city of Huntington Park.
Holy shit.
What does a commissioner do?
So I'm on the planning commission. So we look at a lot of the different ordinances. That get
You're like
passed.
Aziz Ansari from Parks and Rec.
You know what?
Yeah.
That show captures it correctly. There's so many people. I was on the Parks and Rec Commission before that, and it's the same thing. You try to do an event, and you'll have people come out of the
So many
woodworks
loopholes.
complain, and you're just trying to put on like a 5K for kids, and people are like,
Nope.
no, pues no, es que es mucho ruido, the cars.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
bad.
Everybody's
little-
chilangos here. Everybody's chilango here all of a sudden.
No, es que no, nadie corre. Mucha gente. Cámara.
No, pues el tráfico está canijo.
I said, why you complaining? You got papers. Nothing.
You're from Bell, bitch. What are you talking about?
Get out of here, dog.
¿Puede votar? No, es que...
Yeah. ¿Y por qué no votó? Es que no se puede ahorita.
Está lloviendo. Shit, dog.
Yeah, no, so I know I dabble a little bit in the political game, but I'm also in homeless services. So I work for the Los Angeles Homeless Services
And that's how you met
Authority.
Jesus Sepulveda?
Yes.
Yeah, and-
I needed a place to stay. He said, I know a group of guys who are taking in people from the streets.
No, that was during my HIV/AIDS work at the bathhouse.
Wait, the joke. Wait.
Already with the
And
little
the joke. To come back to that joke. Everybody
was a
stays
deep
quiet.
You ever started clowning around a homie and that one fool that takes it too far? That's you, dog.
Yeah, that's right.
And your mom left your dad because
Yeah,
of whoa, what the fuck?
That's why your mom got AIDS. Like, what? What happened? Why? Where?
Jesus Christ.
All right, fool. And then what happened?
And then
But
what
no, so yeah, so that's a little bit about me. I mean,
Cool.
yeah,
All right.
I'm always reading.
Yeah, so I mean, some big things are happening right now. in
Big
the
news,
Big
big
news. All right, we got a running mate
Yes.
for Mr. Who's running?
Joe Biden.
Don
Joe
Cheney?
Biden.
Yeah.
Don Cheney.
That's what it is.
Who the fuck is Don
Joe
Cheney?
Biden.
Joe Buttons.
You gotta really dumbify it. Right?
What? Okay, please dumbify this because I've been seeing a lot of shit on Instagram and I don't get what everybody's complaining about. And
Yeah,
even you.
There's a lot of
posted-
backlash. I didn't think a black woman would get so much backlash, fool. That was crazy to me.
And
She called him a racist.
oh,
Oh,
During the
it's part of the
debates.
game, though. It's all part of the game, bro. You're gonna do it. It's all part of the fight, you know?
Yeah, people don't fucking get that shit.
Yeah, come on.
but what did she do that's bad? Because I saw you post a picture of like of jail.
For
and
me,
what's
yeah,
the
for
kid,
me,
what's
for me,
going on?
it's a lot of the history and
You are liberal, right? You're a Republican.
I'm straight up
Democrat?
liberal. I'm straight
Okay,
up
cool.
liberal. You could call me a socialist. Like I was Bernie
Okay.
last election, Bernie this election. I believe in universal income for
He's
everyone.
you put the gen in gentrification.
Yeah. No, but yeah. So for me, it had a lot to do when she was chosen. Number one, I'll say this: go out and vote. Number one,
Yes.
go out
That's
and
the
vote.
point of this fucking episode. So.
Your invitation.
Mira, Jerry's got in honor of voting. Mira, ay, güey. A ver las nalgas. Ay, tan duras.
It's been working
I
out.
thought it was
Working out.
when I bought it, I thought it was Will Smith, but
The ears threw me off.
turns out you're gonna publish. You're like, what?
Oh,
Fucking best friends.
Yeah. So, but I'll say this: number one, go vote. Go vote.
Right.
Go vote this election. It's really important. I think that anyone is better than Trump. Period.
That's the point of the moral of the story today here.
That's the moral of the story. Everything that I'm gonna say, take it with a grain of salt. That you still have to go out and vote.
Yeah, of course. Have fun with it. Have fun with it.
But yeah, no. With Harris, when she was the Attorney General here in California, she wasn't that great when it came to actually helping a lot of black folk, a lot of brown folk. Really,
She was looking out for herself.
she was because prosecutors look out for themselves. They're prosecutors.
Yeah.
But what she was doing is incarcerating I think it was like 1,500 people went to jail for marijuana. Like really, like you're ruining somebody's life over marijuana.
Right.
There was a case that I read where there was somebody who was a trans woman,
Oh, for sure.
and they put the trans woman into the men's jail.
Nice.
No, that's not.
Oh,
That's not good.
Oh,
No.
that's not a good thing.
It's the opposite.
Oh, I thought it was like a win-win situation for everybody. The inmates, her,
Him?
yeah, him. I thought it was gonna be okay. So it's not a good. Okay.
That wasn't a good
So
thing.
that's not a good
There's
thing,
that.
okay.
There's that situation. There was a whole
She already
situation.
had my vote with that.
No.
There was a situation where there was this guy on death. She actually argued for the death penalty. I'm somebody that doesn't believe in the death
I
penalty.
am. I do.
Really?
Believe in it. I do.
Why do you
in
believe in
it.
that?
I mean, there's some harsh crimes that deserve a harsh penalty like that, fool. I agree. Oh, come on, fool. There's people that deserve it. Not everybody does. But we should have something in place.
What
I
do you
think
mean?
we
We
should, there
should
should be a
deserve
death
to
penalty.
die?
Yes. There are people who deserve to die.
Okay.
People who kill fucking kids or things. There's people who do really, really bad things. Who do?
take
I
them
wish
out.
there was an electric chair still. It keeps people in check, bro. It keeps people in check knowing that there's something like that in your future if you fuck around too much.
Really? I mean,
That's how I feel.
there's states with the death penalty now,
Yeah.
yet people are still committing those same crimes.
Well,
Damn! This is why Jonathan is here!
Hey,
Callando la
hey,
boca!
hey, your shirt ain't working. Your shirt ain't working.
This motherfucker shoved his dick and his balls in your mouth! He couldn't say nothing! Nothing!
I mean, the numbers would argue that.
But I like your point of view. So you think they should just be locked up then? They shouldn't kill them?
Yeah,
Locked up is
we
fine.
have to rehabilitate people because that's the problem with the United States is you just put people in prison, but you don't help them out. You just put
that
them.
costs money though, compa.
It costs way more money to have
I'm all
them
for it
sitting
too,
in
though,
jail.
but it's expensive.
No, but we have. It's way more expensive to have people in jail, not help them out, and when they leave, It's hard for them to get a job.
Yeah.
They can't get public housing. So not only don't they have
Oh,
anywhere to
shit.
live, they end up on the street being homeless.
So they think
And then they end up doing
killers?
crime again.
Oh.
And then what ends up happening is they go back to jail. And that's still costing us money también.
That's called recycling, eh? Anyways,
So recidivism, but
Same
thing. Same thing. Yeah.
same thing, eh?
Regreso.
Hey, but what I was gonna say. So, what do you think? So, if somebody killed somebody, digamos, this guy killed somebody, killed a kid or whatever.
Yeah.
Now, instead of killing him, you want him to be in jail and take classes.
Yeah, figure out why did he kill that kid? Like what got him to that
Rehab
situation?
first. Rehab.
Yeah.
Fix yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See,
fix
that
yourself.
makes me mad because I would be like, man, fuck that.
Why is that for getting therapy?
Yeah, that's what people feel. A lot of people feel like this.
Yeah,
A lot of people
poor
feel like
kid
this.
is
fool.
dead, and then this was like
Yeah.
they're treating him like, oh, what's going on?
Yeah.
Well, why'd you do that,
Yeah.
motherfucker? You killed somebody, slap his ass around. I don't know.
That's that side of the coin. That's
Okay.
that side of the coin.
And then
There's
and then
anger.
And then to that side of the coin, I would say, well, if you look at it, why is it that like you have people like the Jenner, Bruce Jenner, when
he killed someone.
I
in a
forget
car
what her
accident.
name is now, but when
Yeah.
he was Bruce
Caitlyn. Oh,
when
don't even
Caitlyn
say the
Jenner
name. Look at fucking hard on fool. That fucking-
when
Caitlyn-
Caitlyn Jenner was still Bruce
Boing,
Jenner,
boing,
there
boing.
was that accident,
Boing,
killed
boing.
people.
But he was like, "Hey, Bruce Jenner did it,
That's
not me."
true. Yeah, that was
That
Bruce.
was it.
Hey, that was Bruce,
That's
homie.
not what he said.
Oh, I thought that was his defense.
Yeah,
I'm like,
that was-
wait,
hold up.
that was some dude.
Hold on. I don't got
That wasn't me.
I cannot talk about what Bruce did. You know, I can only talk about what Caitlyn did. You know, Caitlyn
No,
would never do that.
Nah,
But
but
you-
you killed someone and shit like that.
but you have situations like that. They got away with it. Nothing bad happens to them. They don't go to jail. If the judicial system actually was the same for everybody, maybe I would be more towards your
what
side.
did get him off? Fool? That's actually interesting. Fool.
Because it was an
Money.
accident, no?
Money. At the end of the day, it's
Accidente.
money. A
Yeah.
good ass lawyer keeps pushing it off. You know, a lot of judges, they have to do elections. They take money. This is a problem with politics. Number one. Number one, I truly believed in politics as a kid. Believe in politics to a certain degree now because it's what
Of course, what
moves
you
this
learn.
country.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I've also learned that there's too much money in politics. If you want to know anything about any politician, I'm looking at everybody, is that look at who donates to their campaigns. When you look at who donates to their campaigns, you find out
Big money.
what is going to happen.
What their agenda
What's
is.
their agenda?
Yeah.
Because their
Where they're
agenda is
pushing.
whatever. There was a study that came out that the United States isn't a democracy anymore or a representative democracy anymore. It's an oligarchy, meaning that it's really just run by the rich.
Right.
And that's the
you're
society we
business,
live
big
in.
business.
You're saying if you got the right amount of paper, you can control what this person like Scott right now, right? He's a politician. I got the paper. I tell him like, hey, motherfucker, you need to make a bill that's gonna benefit me and my company.
Correct.
You're gonna make more paper, and then
Yeah.
whatever I believe in, whatever I think is right, I'm gonna make him do. That's what you're saying.
Yep.
So these bills aren't really the politicians' bills. It's what the rich people want the bill to be. God damn!
Who's
where
this
am
guy? Who is this guy?
Where am I? Something went inside me. What took over? I go, where am I? Where am I?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because like these rich people actually create companies that write the bills for the Congress people. So Congress people don't even write the laws anymore. Really, like those bills,
Damn.
they get written by these. They're called think tanks.
Right.
And they're the ones that write all this stuff. They give it to the politician. The politician introduces it, and then they all vote for it. Shit. And Democrats, Republicans are all on the same team. There's no such thing as a left side of the party anymore. Like everybody's like, oh, Biden's too socialist. Kamala Harris, she's a socialist. Nah, no, they're not. They're like center right, or even like center maybe left on some stuff.
They're still
but
like up
So,
there.
so
There's
do you
no
think?
leftists.
So you think Joe's selection of her, is it a good thing?
Yeah, who did you want?
Or
personally, who I wanted was Elizabeth Warren. The reason I wanted her was because she has been more to the left side of the aisle. She's the one that actually went after Wall Street to try to curtail some of the stuff they were doing. Do I think it's a good choice? I think it's a safe choice. I think it's a safe choice because you're choosing a woman, which is thumbs up there because we need to give women the opportunity to be in these types of positions.
Why is everybody looking at Jerry? Okay, go on.
Hey, this is your podcast. Bro. You let us know what you want to do, player.
Go.
Hey, I have your back, dog. Whatever you want to do, play. Hey, you want me to take him out? I'll take him out. You tell me, Jerry. You let me know.
I'll plead the fifth on that.
Okay, all right. We're going to let you live, dog.
So yeah, so there's that. Then it's also a woman. It's a woman of color. It's somebody of color. You need to have representation. You need to see yourself
like-
in those positions.
But
Right?
is she colored, though?
She's
I'm just saying. Is she, though?
she's Indian, which is Southeast Asian,
Oh,
and
is
then
she
she's Jamaican, which is
Oh, she's Jamaican?
with
Jamaican.
Dark
with
as dark can get.
ancestry of the slaves that were brought over.
I want them to be a real one, though.
Sounds like
You know what I'm
sounds
saying?
like
I want a real one. I want a real one to be like, hey, to talk real.
that
To
sounds
be
like jambalaya to
She's
me.
from
Hey, you know
she's
what?
from Oakland. Is that enough for you?
Yeah,
I
Oakland's
want her to be
fucking
like,
real.
hey, you know what? Yeah, nah, hell nah. Nah, hell nah. And I want to be like, that's the one I'm going to vote for, that bitch right there. Anyways, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean,
Jesus is back.
Yeah,
Sorry.
sorry. I don't know what I was
so I think it's a safe choice. There's reasons why it's good. She doesn't scare people as much as somebody who's like to the left would. So
She's from
You're just-
California.
You're just you're not happy with this. You're just like, I guess.
yeah. It's a situation where like I'm not happy with the system, period, because of the way that Biden even won the election. Like they did Bernie dirty.
Yeah,
Again.
What they do exactly?
again.
I want to know what the fuck they do.
So during the primaries, the other main Democratic candidates like dropped out like right before the Super Tuesday, and they all were like vote for Biden, and that's how they did Bernie dirty
Man,
because
they just kind of like turned their back on him.
because they understood that if everybody stayed in the race, then Bernie was
Enough
it was
votes.
number one because
Yeah.
he was the top person.
Yeah.
Because they're all fighting with each other for the
Correct.
same centrist votes.
Correct.
And he's the only one getting the left votes. So,
Correct.
and then this is the other thing that bothers me about the Democratic Party is that why is it that we care that fucking Joe Biden won in the South? He's not going to win that in the regular election. Like, think about it.
You're right.
Like Bernie wins the states that Democrats win in the real election. So why the hell are we choosing the guy who loses in those states?
Yeah, that's true.
Like, why do we do that?
That's a
Like,
good
it's
point.
shooting ourselves in the foot. And yeah, I was
So-
upset as hell yesterday.
do you
I
think-
feel a lot better today, by the way.
So do you think choosing her will help Biden, or will it be the same result at the end?
It's helping him because he's choosing a woman. It's a
Yeah.
woman of color.
Right.
He also understands the position that we're in, that we, even those that are on the left, the funny part is that those that are on the left or the Democrats or whatever you want to call it, we're more likely to critique our own people than like conservatives.
Correct.
Conservatives, they'll
Hard,
go
die
with
hard,
anybody.
die
Oh, grab
hard.
them by the
Yeah.
pussy. Yeah, why not? Yeah, grab
Yeah.
it by on
Yeah.
the left.
pussy.
We're like, oh, that comedian, I forget his name.
Jerry
Ben
Garcia?
Gleep.
No.
Ben Gleep.
I don't know Jerry Garcia.
No. But there was a comedian, not
That was running?
Al Franklin. I think he's a comedian.
Oh,
Madrigal.
yeah. No, the guy from
No.
Minnesota.
The guy from Minnesota, Al Franklin. So Al Franklin, he took
The
a
one from
picture.
SNL.
Yeah, he took a picture where he was like doing the honka kind of thing on I think
what?
Alyssa Milano, like with a honka, like I don't know,
Like
like
the
fake, like he's acting like he's like grabbing.
oh, he's
him.
acting like he's grabbing her
Like
boobies.
there's a picture of him
Yeah.
acting like he was as a
Yeah.
I'm being funny.
Yeah, being funny.
The left was all like,
Yeah.
nah,
Demo-
you out,
Democrats
you
killed him.
out, you out.
His
You-
own fucking
yup, his
party.
own party. So the left will do that more. But during this election, Biden also understands that, fuck, we're between a rock and a really, really hard place. Because
Yeah.
we can't let Trump continue to do the things that he's done. Because like he's already said he wants to get rid of Social Security. So yeah. That's part of the thing that he just signed off right now was the payroll tax that he was gonna waive was what you pay towards Social Security and towards Medicare.
Damn, bro.
Yeah, so he's starting to put that idea that you don't need to pay that. You know, like why are we taxing you for that? Poor people, what are you paying to that? $20 a check?
Yeah.
If you're on minimum wage, you're paying like $20, $30 a check towards that. You know who wins? Motherfucker making $5 million a check who's paying a shit ton to Social Security. He's the one that wins. We don't win.
Damn.
Yeah, sorry.
Dropping jewels, dog, and I like that shit. All right, I like that because Jerry, when you make that,
don't
when
you
you
want
make that,
yeah, go ahead.
and what I want to know is with Jerry G, when Jerry G gets that those fucking checks, dog, when he starts getting those fucking
I'm switching teams.
checks,
I'm
yeah.
switching teams,
I want to know how that Obama shirt's gonna look like.
I'm gonna be a
Damn,
Republican
dog,
ass
yeah.
It's Will Smith.
Yo,
It's Will Smith
yo.
on the
Jerry's gonna be Democratic on the gram,
Republican.
but when he's in that little fucking booth, dog, and the things are covered, he's gonna go Pura Republic.
Yes,
fucking
sir.
red all day, every day. I bleed red, dog.
But doesn't that hurt? Doesn't that hurt the old people
Anyways.
vote? Don't you want the old people vote?
Right.
Yeah, but they don't.
Because old people are the one that come out and vote and make a difference.
But old people are
Are they
also
now?
so old people are also in a better position than we are. Our generation is the worst generation off.
What?
Yeah. Our
Yeah.
generation and anything
gonna
after
get no
us,
money,
we
you're
ain't
saying.
getting shit.
Yeah, but they've been saying that for years.
No. But no, I'm talking about even like pensions. Like everybody that everybody's like, oh, I want to work for the city, I want to work for the county, and get
Yeah.
this pensions.
Uh-huh.
Ain't no pension
Pensions,
money?
pensions ain't what they were before, man. Back in the day, oh my god, during the 90s.
That's how they bought houses and
oof,
shit, huh?
Yeah,
Just
dude,
fucking
houses were
cash.
cheap.
Yeah.
Pensions,
Pension
dude,
money?
like pension money nowadays isn't worth shit. So our generation, that's why it takes forever for our generation to buy a house. Like my dad would always be like, compra una casa, compra una casa. I was like, motherfucker,
Yeah, it's not
show
that
me
easy.
show me one that's for 180, the duplex
Yeah.
you got for 180. I'll buy two of them.
Yeah.
Like a house in HP is $500,000, $600,000
That's
minimum.
hood. Yeah,
And that's HP.
that's
Talk your
good.
shit, John.
No, I've seen shit in watts at like 600,000 in watts, fool.
Yeah.
Mama's way.
Yeah.
Have you been to one? The only time I go in there is because it was a mistake on my GPS. I was like, excuse me.
I cut through there to go to the airport.
Yeah. But it all just depends on where you go to buy a house because there's cheap places anywhere else. Anyways, that's not
Is
the
there,
point.
is
That's
there,
not the point.
is there any good news, Jonathan?
Yes.
Yeah.
Are we
Is there
looking at something
anything-
positive?
Yeah.
I want to know something. Hay un escándalo that she did? Is there anything that's gonna come out that's gonna
Yeah,
hurt
yeah,
them?
yeah, yeah.
'Cause,
The
them
things they're
bitches-
gonna
Who's
attack
she
her.
married to?
Did she do an?
I don't think she's married.
Ooh.
I haven't looked into that, but
Sanchita.
but the one thing that they tried to attack her on, and it's gonna come up again, when she was starting her political career, it
was a
was
hoe. And I'm admitting it.
well, there was the San Francisco mayor Willie something, I forget his last
Big
name.
Dick
Big
Willie.
Dick
Big
Willie.
Dick Willie. Actually, he's a notorious for for womanizing
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Shit.
But she had a relationship with him, and he helped her launch her career.
Oh, damn.
And
there it
then
is.
there was an interview later on that he came out and he's all like, "Oh yeah, I helped her launch her career. She
Yeah,
forgot
fucked
about
it.
me," kind of thing. Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, and he was like, because she was coming up at the time, so they're gonna try to attack her on that. They'll try to attack her on her record, kind of the stuff that I mentioned earlier
yeah.
when it comes to kind of leaning more
Tough
towards
laws.
cops. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I mean, the good news is that I think that there's a lot of us who are even super to the left that are just like,
I want to know one thing. Not to interrupt you like that,
No.
but that's what I want to know, fool. These are for some of the people. Maybe some of you guys are like me, when it comes to like, yeah, I'm all about voting and let's do this shit and like, but where do I go? Where do I do this shit at? Like, man, wait, and I'm just like, how do I do this? Like, to walk me through the process, because sometimes I make it more difficult in my head than what it is in real life, and then I do it. I'm like, oh, it was like that. You can literally just walk up, and this is what they're gonna ask. Like, what are they gonna ask you? What do you need?
so you just need to give your name.
What are you
To
talking
who?
about? Yeah.
Where?
So okay,
Where?
so
You're supposed
Fire
to be
station,
registered
right? For
already.
us, the
At
fire
18,
station.
you're supposed to
No,
be
I
registered.
didn't know, but they
Fire
changed
station,
it. They
I never
changed it.
fucking-
Oh, they
Okay,
changed
see
it?
now, you see what I'm saying?
So the county of Los Angeles during the last election, they changed their voting process where you could go anywhere, any voting place you can
I
go.
heard about that.
Okay,
yeah.
So it's actually better. I think it's better.
Okay,
Yes,
so
it is.
what do I do?
You find out wherever the polling places are.
Where do I find that
You
out?
can go to the Los Angeles County Registrar's office.
Okay, so Los Angeles
Right here.
County Register's Office, right?
Yeah, and then you'll just look up polling places in Los Angeles, put in your address. I'm sure you'll be able to find the ones that are closest to you.
And what are they gonna ask me? Because
Your
Your
ad-
ID, fool.
I don't know what kind of question.
No,
some people are scared. They're like, I don't want them to look into some shit.
He
and,
does have an Arizona
I don't
ID.
know what's
You don't
up,
have to use
Are
your
you-
ID as long as you're registered to vote. That's when you prove who you are. So in California, we're a liberal state. We're not one of these states like Alabama that make you show 2 fucking forms of ID and shit like that. No.
Some
In
racist
California, if you show up, it really is
Yeah.
this whole system. But in California, you show up, you give them your name and your address, you're able to like.
Give a name and address, and then right there and then they'll let you do it.
Yeah.
And when's the time frame? When does this need to happen before What?
So before
What's the
October
timeline?
6th, you have to register before October 6th, I believe.
So before
Somebody
October
fact check
6th,
me.
guys, everybody get your asses up. I'm gonna do it too. I'm gonna get my ass up. I'm gonna go find a place, register, and then give them my address and ID.
Yeah, when you register your vote, you give them your mailing address. You prove who you are.
Are you a citizen of the United States? That's none of your business. But I'll give them my shit.
Hey, he does have an Arizona license. Does that affect him?
No, I don't think so.
No.
You
Yeah.
are you
No.
registered to
What's
vote
up?
over there?
That's probably the question too for him.
This is
The
this,
last-
I'm
this
like-
is another fear. All right. What if you live in California but you got an Arizona ID?
Well,
Because
that's
I'm
what
lazy to
asking
get an
for
Arizona
a friend.
ID.
You're asking for.
I'm asking for a friend.
Well, I mean, it just means why haven't you switched it? Like, why hasn't your friend switched it?
Mind your business.
Because yeah. First of all, watch your fucking mouth. You're in my house, in my podcast. Hey, and you're sitting in my chair. By the way, I don't want to say anything. I don't want to make it a
The
big deal.
cushion.
But you're in my fucking chair, right? And hey, because when do you guys change your IDs, or when does it expire? Every 4 years, right?
no,
wait,
like
like
10 or
10.
something like that.
10 years. You see,
Yeah.
you know when mine expires?
When?
2054.
What the fuck?
So it's like, why would that alone made me feel like I don't want to. In the driver's license, how many times you have to renew the driver's license? Same thing.
10 years.
10 years.
I don't know.
Well,
Yeah, 10 years.
my shit is
Well, look it up, motherfucker.
my shit is 20.
He's gonna shoot
Damn.
this guy.
My shit is 20.
Don't yell at me.
Don't yell. When is it? When is it?
My driver's license expired.
Yesterday.
See? Shit.
Nah, it expires 2022, and I got it 2019. So every 3
2019?
years.
3 years.
Every 3 years, right? My shit 2054. So this is why I don't
That's
do
so
it.
dumb.
I'll bring my
fool.
fucking ID.
Why
I'll
are
bring my
people
fucking
just?
ID.
They're gonna be all old and shit and still be
Fool,
allowed
when you
to
go to
drive.
when you go to the fucking DMV in Arizona, it's
What if you
literally
need glasses later on?
16-year-olds and fucking viejitos way renewing their shit, and it's like that's all there is. It's like there's no in between. There's no reason to be there.
There's
You
like
could-
no
you could
line
lose
at the
your license. You
DMV,
could
huh?
lose your
No, there's no fucking. I don't think in Arizona I thought there was lines until I remember I lost my ID and I had to go in there personally, and I was like, oh, I don't want to sit through that line. It was literally 10 people, bro, and I was like, oh, I forgot that this was a problem. But over here, it fucking goes
Curves
in the
around
end and
the
then
building.
curves, and then fucking. I'm
And
like,
that's if you have an
God.
appointment. You
damn.
still gotta fucking wait outside.
No, you know what you gotta do? You show up after their lunch. Show up like at 2 or 3 p.m. That's the trick my dad taught me. And I don't make an appointment. I'll go like at around 2 or 3 p.m. because in the afternoon they're churning them out quicker. Because if you're in line before a certain time, they have to service you. So if they want to go home, they gotta work faster.
See, that's the beauty. That's the beauty about like, cause Jerry G right here. You know, that's the beauty about being hood famous. You see, this was
I do have a plug
This
at
one right
the
here,
Really?
This one right here is hood famous. You see, if he goes to Beverly Hills and they try to they're like, hey, I don't know who you are. I don't give a fuck. You know, if you're on NBC, I don't give a fuck. Get the fuck out of here, right? White people, they're like, oh, right this way, Mr. fucking Tom Cruise. You know, he's fucking rich famous. But being hood famous, if Tom Cruise comes over here, well, he probably could get in.
Same shit.
Anyways, yeah, same shit. But some of these white boys, they can't go to DMV and they'll be like, who are you? I don't know who the fuck that is. Because they're Mexican. I don't know who he is. What the fuck? You know, they're fucking concons working there. I don't give a fuck. What the fuck? Yeah. Oh my God, is that Jerry Garcia? Oh my God. Jerry, you come through, right?
I do get
Jerry
I do
G
get- I
has
do
the
get,
hood hook up. Hood
yeah,
famous.
Yeah, I got a plug at the DMV, but he's a fan, a big
Wow.
fan.
Really?
Yeah.
Hook him up with your
Yeah.
friend.
Hey, I need the real
Your
ID,
friend.
dog. What's up?
He just told me to like get the stuff that I need for the real ID and just hit him up, text him, and just he'll like
Go hook
right
it
this
up,
way.
yeah.
Hey, when are you going? Take me.
Yeah.
Take me with you. I'll drive. I'll take us.
I've been not trying
We'll
to
wear
be
a
outside
mask.
much.
But
No, but he helped me a lot through the DMV.
right.
I mean, DUI. My DUI, se me ayudó un chingo, güey. Because I had to go a lot. I had to buy a new car, breathalyzer. Lost my, they
The
took my ID,
SR22.
get it back, SR20, all that shit. He did that shit for me, fool. I would just text him, and I'll just show up. I got you, compa, right here. And then he'll tell other people, and then people are like,
We're gonna have to cut this out.
Why?
you can't do that.
oh, you can't do that?
That's too much info.
Okay.
Somebody can get fired. Somebody can get
Oh
fired.
man, he helped me get in front of the line, dude. It wasn't like he didn't like do it. I still have a DUI.
Hey, Scott, hey, you're wrong with us.
I
dog.
still have a
Kick back,
DUI.
hey.
I still did all that.
I don't want. Guys, I don't
Hey,
want.
hey, I still did all the things I had to do, but just
Don't
cut
say
it
my
away.
last name. I'm just Scott.
I don't
Yeah.
want to be a part of this.
Oh,
So
yeah. I still got my fucking 3 points or whatever a DUI is. I still
points?
got all that shit, dog. All that shit. It's just a quicker process. That's how he helped me out with a quicker process.
Too bad you don't have a good lawyer to get you a wet and reckless.
That's because
It was really bad.
That was really
I was
bad.
reckless, but not wet enough.
It was a dry.
It was.
That's because I was
it
super
was
drunk. No,
reckless
pudo,
and dry.
güey. I was, nah, me pasé de verga. I was a 0.2
Oh,
or
shit.
some shit, dog.
This was,
Sí, me pasé de
this
verga.
was giving out his ass to the cops. You can do whatever you want.
Oh, they
Let me
tried.
go, let me go, fool. Fool.
So-
Spread the cheeks and shit. Sir.
So 2 facts. October 19th is the last day.
Okay, October 19th.
Monday, October 19th.
Okay.
And she is married. And she has 2 stepchildren. She was married in
Stepchildren?
2014.
Damn.
Yes.
Stepchildren?
Yeah, well, her husband's kids.
We know how that works.
She puts him on timeout all the time and shit. Timeout. That's all I know. Lock him up. Anyways, that's a good one. Anyway, so that's what I'm gonna do then. All right. So all these people that have questions that are like thinking it, they don't know how to do it. He just answered it. He made it. He
I think
dumbed
that was
it
just
down
you,
for us.
Jesus, honestly.
No,
Yeah.
I feel like some people. It's because some people I feel like they just don't know.
Yeah.
I really feel like they don't know.
Youngins, yeah.
And the
youngins.
reason why I bring this up and the reason why it's a big problem is like one of the reasons why
That's why youngins
Trump
don't vote.
did win is because a lot of us said, a lot of us thought like me and that were like, you know what? They'll do these people. I'll do the right thing. They'll do the right thing. They'll do the right thing. And half this fucking neighborhood here didn't fucking vote.
Yeah.
So this is why I'm bringing
He
this
brings
up.
up a good
There's a
point,
reason
fool.
why they didn't do it. So maybe some people thought like me. I thought the same thing. Like, they'll figure it out. This one can't win. But yet I didn't go and vote. That's my fucking stupidity. That's why I regret it. And now I feel like, damn, UCC, fuck that. I need to go out there and vote.
But can I say something real quick about that?
Yes.
He's right because I voted that time with Trump and Hillary Clinton, and I remember.
I know who you voted for,
I
too.
remember when I went to go vote for, you know, me being in my head, this is on my head to myself. I was like, I should just vote for Trump because he's not gonna win anyway. Like it'll be
Why
just
the
it'll
fuck
be
would you
fun
think that?
just to vote for. I didn't.
See,
I
no,
did
but
not.
That's how he won.
I know exactly. I didn't do it, but then I'm like, fuck. When he did win, I'm like, damn. A lot of people were thinking. I wonder if people were thinking what I was thinking. Because
No,
a lot
Jerry.
of people didn't like Hillary Clinton.
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't think that would be. So that wouldn't go in my head.
It went through my head just to be like, chinga su madre. Like, am my vote gonna make a difference? But yeah, fool, that was dumb thinking.
Nah,
that
fool.
was dumb thinking.
I'm telling right now, fool. I hate that fool, dog. Everything that he said about us and shit. I don't forget.
I just didn't think he was gonna win. I remember
don't
thinking
forget that
he's
shit.
not gonna win, fool. Like, there's no way he's gonna win. That was going through my head. Like,
I thought he was gonna win. The moment that Bernie lost to Hillary,
I didn't.
I told Tiffany, I was all like, hey, Trump's gonna win. I thought.
but I thought Hillary Clinton was just the women vote, dog. Just the women vote and the Clinton fans. No se hizo, güey.
Nah, fool. People just didn't trust that chick.
Well,
I know. She's not a great person, but just the name, the brand. I was thinking about the brand.
I think
What
The
brand?
Clinton
backlash-
brand. It
the
brought Bill
backlash.
Clinton back to the White Office. It was gonna bring Bill Clinton back to the White House.
But
How
his-
is that a
but-
bad thing?
But the Clinton name was also like smeared because of the whole like Monica Lewinsky thing.
But that's just that. Which I saw the documentary was pretty cool. That wasn't that bad.
Just a dick sucking.
No, but I just thought that. I just thought she's a woman. First of all, she's a woman.
Nah.
So I like, okay, the women, come on, women gonna come out hard, right? Second of all, Clinton was a great president. Again, the name attached to that.
Yeah, he had
That's
good
how
friends.
I saw it. Fool, like I mean, I knew that she wasn't. I knew she was a bitch. I mean, a lot of people. They were.
Whoa, hey!
I mean, what they were
Comments
saying.
made by Jerry G. Our own.
I'm saying, what
Jerry
they
G.
were saying about her, pues, what they were saying about her. You know, like, oh shit, there's a lot of dirt on this
She's
chick.
gonna be like, well, you were posting.
He's got great friends like Jeffrey. Anyways, whoa,
Hey.
guys. But I honestly did not think he was gonna win. I said, no, there's no way. This is too much crazy. This is a circus.
Yeah, and he's too
like,
crazy.
This is
That
fucking
was too
wild.
crazy.
And when he won, it was literally like a.
He didn't want to win. I don't think.
It was yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like he didn't want to win. Almost, it's almost like he
He
you
kept
don't give
saying
a
the
fuck.
craziest shit. I
Yeah.
could shoot somebody.
Yeah.
He's my type of guy.
So that type of shit to me was like, oh, so yeah. That's why it's important for people to vote, and I'm definitely voting this time because fuck that. And yeah, this shit is crazy.
Voting
I
for
didn't think
Obama
it
was fun.
important.
Like voting for Obama was fun, dog. Like that's somebody you're like, oh yeah, you're excited to vote for him, kind of shit. You know what I mean? And you thought you felt better because he's, you know.
But the difference is that like when it comes to the black vote, that's like the Democrats like golden nugget. Like the majority of African Americans.
Why is it not Latinos if Latinos are more?
Because
Because they're
Latinos,
thinking
we
like
got
me.
stupid. Yeah, we got stupid
Yeah.
fools from Arizona.
Hey!
From fucking Florida. Like, no offense.
Oh,
to
they switch sides easily?
Well, it's because Cubans and
Yeah.
and
Puerto
and like
Ricans.
other Mexicans that live maybe not in California but live
You
in
know
other
what it is?
places.
Yeah.
I play.
And they're very Catholic.
Tex-Mex.
You know
They're
what?
very
I'ma tell you
Catholic.
something
There's a
right
lot
now.
of reasons. Latinos, we're not that liberal, man.
You know what? I'm gonna say something right now. I'm gonna say some fucking facts.
You're
bro.
right. You're
because in the end of the day, for our culture, fool, they make us seem like, you know what, y'all are American, but not fully American. They make me feel like you're born here, but you ain't American. So I never really felt like this was my problem. It kind of makes me feel like this is y'all problem.
Yeah,
then.
yeah.
This ain't my fucking
That's a good
problem.
point.
And I always felt like that. I always felt like, oh, you're gonna vote. I'm like, for what? I don't care what the fuck I think or what the fuck I
yeah.
do. So I never really felt like I should stick up for these problems because this is you guys' problem. I always felt like if shit goes south, I'll go to Mexico. And shit. But now,
Yeah.
as I'm getting older,
Yeah.
and I'm feeling like no,
You're
no.
established here.
This
Yeah.
is me. I am here. I am American. I need to stick up for these problems. Are now my problems.
grew out of it.
and I grew out of it, and I feel like I need to, place my feet on the ground and be like, this is my shit.
Nah, you're good.
So
That's
then
a good
that's
point.
why I feel like this is important.
Yeah, and I mean, and I think that just think about your livelihood.
Again, who the fuck is this guy?
What year is this?
But also think about your livelihood.
Right.
How your livelihood has been affected.
Right.
And this administration has put a lot of lives at risk. That's the messed up part.
Right.
And they have done nothing to protect people. There's going to be a lot of people are going to lose their homes. A lot of
That's
people
what
are
I'm
going to lose
afraid
their
of.
homes.
Okay, so you're touching a very sensitive spot. All right. This fucking whole Corona thing made me realize, like, ¿sabes qué, güey? A lot of people aren't gonna bounce back. And I saw this little fucking report saying that some of these big cities, they might not bounce back, fool. And I didn't understand how. How can that be? How can that be? Right? All these people that are unemployed, all these like mom and pop shops that are closed down, to bounce back from all that, to for us to like, shit, like the comedy clubs we're not gonna be able to do what we do.
Yeah.
Let's see
Like
if the comedy clubs
entertainment is like
last.
the last thing that they're thinking about. They're like, we're trying to regroup these like companies and like, and that's the fucking scary part. It's like, are we gonna be able to bounce back, bro? How is this gonna look?
it's gonna
for
take-
the homeless situation. How bad is it gonna be looking for you?
For me, I'm good.
No, for your paperwork is gonna be like,
I'm good. My paper's stacking. It's fine.
no, but I'm saying like,
Um,
but don't you have to? I mean, isn't this a problem for you because you're like, where do you put
no,
these people?
No, of course. I mean, we have the issue in Los Angeles. What people don't realize is that people are like, "Oh my God, y'all ain't doing anything," and I'm like, "No. We're doing a lot. We'll house 20,000 people, right? We'll put 20,000 people into housing, but an extra 25,000 fell into homelessness. So if you had 50,000 homeless people last year, you now have 55,000 homeless people this year. So it looks like you're not doing anything, but it's because a lot of people are falling into homelessness.
Shit, dog.
That's the problem. Dude, you have a below 3% vacancy rate in Los Angeles, which is an issue. What that means is that like it's really hard to find an apartment. Right here in Huntington Park, an old apartment that I used to live in, I was talking to Jerry. I was like, hey, dude, like the apartment that I used to live in, I found out is being rented for $1,800 now. I used to pay $1,000. This was only 4 years ago. 4 years ago.
Us, fool.
Yeah.
That's fucking 50% increase, fool.
Yeah.
Damn, but
No,
our rent's
100%,
going
no?
up too.
Well, that's less than
Jerry
50.
with the math of
Wait, is it? No, it's more than 50%.
I've been gambling again lately.
You're sharper than that. I have one thing to talk to you. Maybe you can't talk about it. Maybe it's just like some shit you
Dance
can't
around
say.
it.
Dance. But there's something that I do want to talk to you about because you know this shit. Is what's going on with letting homeless people just be in their fucking like like they have a fucking their tent, their little city, and we just like we're walking in the sidewalk and we gotta be like, all right, well, do we go on the fucking main street now? Because they just control. Yeah. I'm in his patio, bro. I'm in his fucking patio. Like I just stumbled into his fucking living room and shit.
Yeah, what are
they're looking
protocols?
at me like go around, and then now the main street, and I'm just like, fuck. But what the fuck's up with that? What's going on with that?
What are the
Well,
protocols?
where do you put them?
Well, Watch your tone. Right? That's
brings out the plans.
Yeah.
So as you can see,
Okay, there's this spot in Bakersfield, right? It's all land. I mean, hold on, listen now. It's crazy. But let me listen. We just fence it up. It sounds, hold on. It sounds very Holocausty.
have you heard about
Listen up.
apartheid?
It's like the start of Scarface, fool, when they're under the fucking
No,
freeways.
yeah.
the freeway.
Well, this is the issue, right? You can't. There's a court case. It was Boise versus I forget what. It's being challenged right now, and the Supreme Court's being thrown that way. But the thing is that you can't make it illegal to be homeless or experience homelessness or live on the street if you don't give them somewhere to go.
Right.
So
Correct. No option.
If there's no, if they don't got nowhere to go, you can't just make it illegal for them to live.
Right.
Because there's certain things as humans that we have to do that you can't make illegal because it's just impossible. Like you can't say you can't sleep on the street. Well, if I have nowhere to go,
what do I do?
I'm going to knock out. Even if I try to stay awake, after 3 days, I'm going to knock the fuck out.
Yeah.
It's Martin
If-
versus Boise.
Wait, what is it?
Martin versus
Martin versus Boise. So yeah, so that court case, that's what they ruled. Like you can't make it illegal because they're gonna have to sleep somewhere. They're gonna have to take a shit somewhere. They're gonna have to fucking piss somewhere. So instead of wasting our money on stupid shit, we should be building shelters.
What
We
is
should
stupid
be-
shit?
For me, like cops, like. I mean, not to talk so much shit.
You can follow Jonathan.
Scott, flag it, because you might have to cut this off. Flag it.
No, well,
Just
we
flag
give
it.
we
This
give
is where
too
you
much
put his
money. We give too much money to cops right now, right? We've over militarized the police. We ask police officers to be, we ask them to be the mental health workers. We ask them to be the social workers. We ask them to do all these things that really they're not equipped for that. There's this thing where it's like it's more hours to get your cosmetology license.
They're just there to steal girlfriends.
Jerry has Jerry has a.
But that's just one thing. That's just me, and that's the BLM movement. There's certain things, but there's certain things that we also spend money on that we shouldn't be spending money on. Like you look at we spend money on renovations for the Staples Center,
Dodger Stadium.
or you give
Watch
tax.
your mouth.
Really?
No, but that's
but
private
that's
funding.
private
That's
funding.
private funding.
The
city throws in too, huh?
No. Not only that, you give them tax credits. That's how you
that's
do
right.
it. That's where I'm saying you waste the money is through like tax credits too. Because or even with Dodger Stadium, you know the history of how it was built, right?
Yeah,
that shit was fucked up.
Kick that out of
I
paisas.
didn't know that. I did not know that one. That one was fucking wild. Can we touch on that for a little bit?
Yeah, you can get back to that one.
All right.
Come back to that one.
Because what are we wasting our money on that should be going to?
For me, you just want to. There's the one thing that bothers me the most, and this is bureaucracies. Period. Is at the end of the year in June, they spend all the money. So if you had and Woodcraft.
Yeah.
Believe that. Believe that.
Nonprofits in general do this.
Believe that. For real, believe that.
No, but nonprofits in general do this because they have to show that they have to spend that kind of money. Because if not, then an organization like Woodcraft will lose it for the next year.
again.
I'm saying that.
I'm defending them.
Hey, Boys and Girls
The
Club.
Boys and Girls Club, whatever it is.
YMCA.
But what happens is they have to spend their money and they end up spending it on things like
Dumb shit.
Let's buy 40 rims of paper.
Yeah.
like let's buy all these pins. And we're just wasting money so frivolously.
And
Like
I
it
do
doesn't
feel
make
like
sense.
And those type of companies also like they do shit like, oh, this is how much we have. Let's get rid of it because they're not gonna give us this
Yeah.
again.
Mm-hmm.
So and I saw that at the office. I remember.
Okay, tú también, güey. Oh, The Office, the show.
So not at the main
show,
office.
yeah,
At the
not
show,
the
the
main
office, Jerry.
Anyways,
I like my job, Jerry.
No, but it's not. But the problem is that it's not even their fault. It's because of the system.
They're basically one of our
The
sponsors you're
system
shitting on
for-
right now, pretty much.
okay. I hear what you're saying.
It's not just. I'm saying that it's the system. Unfortunately,
you.
I hear what you're saying, pero también está cabrón, güey. Like, so we just gotta just let that be.
Okay.
Just let them just like.
no, we need real solutions.
Well, here's my $1 million question
Yeah.
to you, Jonathan.
Yeah.
Here's my $1 million. How do you, Jonathan, fix homelessness?
How would I?
Yes.
I'm glad you asked.
Yeah.
No. So for me, it's about building housing. The number.
But now you
one-
gotta.
Hold on.
Okay, go ahead.
Hold on.
The- well,
'Cause he's
the-
saying that using the money that he just said to
Yeah.
not spend it on dumb shit. If we collect that money and now we
Do what?
We give you this. We
We build.
We got the money. We filled it. What would you do with it?
You build housing.
Take 10% for me.
Okay.
You build housing, and then you get rid of certain ordinances. In Los Angeles, you can't build up. Like in New York, they build up. That's how they were able to build up all
Correct.
kinds of skyscrapers. And in LA, you're not really allowed to do that. That's
Yeah.
why HP, we only got that old folks home
Yeah.
that's like super tall. Everything else, 2 stories.
Saturn,
That's it.
yeah.
Everything else, 2
Well, we
stories.
also got earthquakes. So.
But you build buildings with like the technology where even if it moves, it doesn't really. It's not
Correct.
gonna destroy the foundation.
No, that's not what he was gonna say. I said it, but
No, but
it's
you.
interesting that you're saying that. So we get a location, right? And we put them there to be like, hey, you know what? There's just housing for you guys, and maybe like
You provide
there's
services.
Yeah, fool,
locations
how
where-
did it sustain a home though,
Wait,
fool?
hold on.
All right, go ahead.
Jonathan does
Jesus
not have
Christ.
all the solutions to it.
And we put maybe like counselors that they can go talk to, a little maybe little like hospitals where they can go and get like healthcare right
Case
there and then.
management.
for
You're talking
them,
about a housing
right?
project.
Shut the.
Fool. You're talking about projects.
That's what I was just gonna get at.
But this is the thing. But that works.
Yeah.
The reason people are falling out of housing is because you look at Long Beach. Long Beach is gonna have a lot of homelessness in the coming years because in the 1980s, that's when the government was giving out tax credits for developers. So if I was a developer that usually builds these nice luxury skyscrapers, the government would give me money to build a skyscraper. It didn't have to be luxury, but I could just build this building and I would get tax credits, meaning that I wouldn't have to pay that money in taxes on the money that I was making because I was using it for low income housing.
Okay.
But that ran out after 20 years.
Okay.
So now after 20 years, I don't have to rent it to low income housing. So what ends up happening is that I sell it to Jesus over here. Jesus comes in, he kicks everybody out of the housing.
Fuck out of here.
He renovates it
Damn.
and then rents it for a
Hikes up.
shit ton of money.
That's
That's
sick,
what
dog.
happened in Echo
I
Park.
like that move.
Bad bitch.
That's
That's
and he gets it
That's
gets
a
it for
movie.
really cheap.
How
'cause
can I get in
got
on
the-
that?
This is
Got my
crazy.
quarter.
but
is
that's what
crazy.
caused homeless.
Damn,
So
that's
we need
sick, fool. Yeah.
we need to sustain that type of housing.
That's what's happening to HP?
So
Nah, not really. That's gentrification.
this is
huh?
what gets me excited.
It's more gentrification
Yeah.
because HP is the first city closest to downtown LA
Yeah.
coming southeast.
Yep.
If you're coming
10
from
minutes from
downtown
it.
this way, if you don't want to live in South LA, you're coming to HP.
Yep.
So that's what HP houses. Like I said, my parents bought their house for like 180 in 1992, a duplex.
Nice.
In 1992 for 180, huge property. I just bought a house in HP. And
Yeah, homeowner. Big dick energy.
No,
No,
but
it's
it
not.
took me
No, it's not
forever.
big.
Yeah.
Look how old I am. Like it took me forever, and I don't got kids.
Yeah,
Like that's how
shit.
long it took me. And then
You know, if you live
and it
somewhere
cost me
else,
500, and that's cheap.
Yeah,
That's cheap.
I know.
So and I'm banking on the idea that I'm coming into HP before I can't even buy in my own
Correct.
hometown.
Correct.
And you're
That's-
from here.
And I'm from
And
here.
you bought a place. So you could have gone anywhere else in LA. You say,
Yeah.
nah, fuck that.
That's how I'm gonna do
coming
it.
I
back.
actually was looking at Northeast LA, but then I saw that house and I was like, hey, no,
You
it's
know what? It's in the neighborhood. I like
Yeah.
that, man. You really about your city, about your fucking hood, and I like that.
That's what I'm gonna do. Why
And
don't
this
you
will
say that
get-
about me? I do the same thing.
Yeah, you live here.
like,
though.
I've been here longer.
Jerry G, let me tell you something. Jerry G, when he gets that fat check, you can see him in Downey, California.
That's the other HP.
He's all like, nah, it's
He's
gonna
like,
see
let's
you in your
build a
underwear
wall
every
around
day.
HP.
Everyone's gonna be like, hey, Jerry, what should we do about the people? Hey, talk to Jonathan. That ain't my problem. Hey.
But yeah.
Hey, but this is what gets me excited, and this is what I'm trying to realize right now. I get excited at people like you that are that level thinking, and I'm just like, damn, you see, that's what I'm talking about. That's the next step. But I know what you're doing, know what's going on here. We're gonna have to weigh out the old heads. Cause that's the thing, that's the truth. Cause these motherfuckers aren't gonna put down they're not gonna like step down from their position. They're right there. They're getting that fucking money from the rich dude, and they're like, oh, the housing and this and that. You have the great ideas, which I'm pretty sure they come up with them too. But the reason why they don't do it and they don't step forward on that is because somebody else is putting these money in his pocket, and they're just like, oh, well, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. We'll figure it out.
Well-
And then they take your ideas and act like, oh, that's impossible. We can't, because they give you excuses instead of solutions, because that money's right there. The hush money's right there.
Yeah.
All right? And come at me.
Wow.
Yeah, no.
Wow.
Right? But that's what I'm saying. Do we have to wait? So we're waiting for the old heads to just like what? To be done? So you can step in? when you 45, 50, and then by the time you get there, you're like, God damn, I gotta fix all this shit.
Well, that's then that's
And then
why
you gotta-
you have to go vote now.
That's what I'm
That's why
saying.
we need a minimum wage of $15. That's livable. Where do you think they got the $600 a week?
From my checks?
No.
Okay. Sorry.
I'm asking you,
Yeah.
where do you think Congress came up with $600 a week during the coronavirus?
COVID.
I don't know.
Oh,
Riddle
unemployment.
me that. I don't know.
Yeah.
What's 15 times 40?
Ooh, oh.
Come on.
It's 600.
Okay, 600.
What's up, Mr. Math?
I thought you were betting again.
You should have zoomed in at both of our faces. I literally went.
I only went up to 12s, fool. I didn't do 15s.
But the reason
What is 15 times 40?
it's $600.
Okay,
Uh-huh.
well, what's the 15 and what's the 40?
The 40 hours a week.
Hours.
Okay.
So 15. So that's how they got that number. That's how they got the 600 for everybody to get extra. That's how they came to that number. So think about it. That money that people got, that extra 600 or whatever, that 600 you got. You think that, and I know you were talking about it in your podcast about receiving, aid from the government.
Right,
Was
right,
that? Do you feel like you were rich getting that check?
Man, I'll tell you what. All the strippers over there in fucking Anaheim, you're welcome.
He puts up his new shoes on the
This is the
table.
first time I ever felt. And it felt so good.
Look at him. Let me tell you this. That I feel rich.
Look at that. This is brands, baby. It's a brand.
But he got it on offer up.
That's not the point. That's not the point.
No,
That's
but
true,
what
that's
I'm
true.
saying,
Oh,
though,
yeah.
what I'm saying, though, or not you don't have kids, but you have kids.
Yeah,
Imagine
600 ain't shit.
600 ain't shit. 600 ain't shit, and that's $15 an hour, 40 hours a week. If that's what you would be making, so you need to raise the minimum wage. You need to give young people an opportunity
I'm
to
all
make
for raising
wealth.
the minimum wage, pero con eso sube todo lo demás, güey. That's my
So I'm gonna
problema,
tell,
güey.
yeah,
Hate
okay,
that
okay.
shit,
So you're saying
dog.
capitalism doesn't work, and that poor people will always be poor.
Yes, basically everything just goes up.
So that's why there's
No,
an
I'm
issue.
saying that's
with
what
that.
it feels like, fool. That's what it feels like.
No,
I mean,
but no,
yeah,
but
dog,
it's
I'm
the
all
reality.
for fucking raising the minimum wage. I have no problem
But
with
you
that.
say like we know the game. They
Yeah,
keep
then
raising
everything.
it
Yeah,
up.
it's like they fucking. It's a backhand fucking
Compliment.
compliment, fool. Like here's 15, but yeah, you all gotta pay this much more over here.
The Happy
I'm
Meal is
like,
now $9.
motherfucker.
But,
Yeah.
but this is the thing. Okay, they haven't raised the minimum wage. I remember being a kid, and at McDonald's they had that 29-cent cheeseburger special. Y'all remember that?
Yeah,
one?
they did 29 cents. I remember
Right,
that.
right.
Yeah,
How
yeah.
much is a cheeseburger nowadays?
$1.39.
And he knows because he goes
At
there.
McDonald's for a single.
yeah.
$1.39.
$1.30. There's not even a dollar menu there
Yeah,
anymore,
there's no
dog.
dollar menu. Okay. Oh, but without the minimum
And then
wage.
they're still paying their people minimum wage. And this is the other thing. I know you were talking about McDonald's too, that they get benefits for.
They
No,
do.
they
They-
don't.
they-
Only if you're a full timer.
That's true.
Only if you're a full timer. This is how
Only if
corporations
you're Ronald
get away
McDonald
with it.
himself.
Exactly.
What they do is they work you up to that full-time minimum.
And they cut you
then
off.
cut you off.
Yeah. That's
Yep.
how they do you.
Yep.
That's how they do you. And because they're 16, 17-year-olds that they work that energy for that fucking hard labor and shit, and then they cut you off.
I
bro.
know that because I used to be a manager at Target. I'll call them out. Target, as a manager, you had to be careful
Talk your
with
shit,
how many
Jonathan.
hours you were giving people. Because if you gave people 40 hours for a certain amount of weeks in a row, you automatically made them full time. And that means Target now has to pay for health insurance. Target has to do this. So a lot of times we demonize the poor, and we don't really realize that they're poor because of these big corporations. We're subsidizing not the people. We're not giving welfare to the people. We're giving welfare to Walmart, who is the largest employer in America.
That's more business for them.
Not only business, it's we're subsidizing their workers because they don't give them full time, so they can't make a living. So it's not that these people don't want to work.
Right.
It's that they're making minimum wage, they're not getting full time hours,
And they're not getting benefits.
and they're not getting benefits, so they end up on our dime. And our dime as a taxpayer, I pay taxes. I pay a lot of goddamn
Me
taxes.
too, fool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I never complain about it
I
as
do.
long as it goes towards the right things. But it doesn't go towards the right things.
I do because I have no, like, I don't own anything,
Fool,
fool.
just
So,
because
and I don't
he
even
has
claim.
a-
I don't
I don't
claim.
got kids.
I don't claim the kids.
Yeah.
fool.
Oh, child support is
Big,
not
I have
You got
taxes.
3, dog. Let them give you 1.
kids that I can't even claim them, dog. So when I
Let
do
'em give you
taxes,
one.
I just claim myself, fool.
Yeah.
No, me la meten bonito, güey.
Yeah. I always say, I try, I'm like, as long as it's less than 1,000 that I have to pay, or I'm
Yeah, me
break
too.
even.
1,000 is my
Yeah, I'm like, come
my
on.
goal.
I'm like, please, that's it. Yeah, but then So it's like you're not subsidizing the poor people. You're subsidizing Walmart. That's the problem. So for me, it's like you start with fixing those kind of issues. If you want to fix homelessness, build housing. You raise minimum wage. You give people somewhere to go. Another problem too is that we also are losing a lot of jobs in America that pay well. Like it's all service.
Like car industry.
No.
The car industry, they're not made here. Like a lot of the parts, they're made out of the country.
They still do.
What other kind of cars
dude,
did
I
you
have-
think?
Yeah, no.
'cause they
I felt like a
come in
car
and sell
salesman.
shit. Yeah,
I'm like,
sell
car
shit.
salesman? What the fuck you
No.
talking about?
But that's a service. That's in America. The number one type of job is service jobs. It's waiters, bartenders, salespeople. That's the number one kind of job in America.
That's not cool.
We don't have real jobs in America.
Not real trade.
No.
Oh, that's true, huh?
Yeah. So then I have my aunt who
That's
lives in
true, dog.
Kansas.
Is this why in the 50s it was booming?
Yes.
Because they were the one distributing all the metal, all the stuff that there was.
And there was a really high
steel,
tax rate. There was
the
a really high
copper.
tax rate.
Shit.
Yeah. Rich
That
people
makes
at that
sense,
time,
fool.
they paid, I think the tax rate was like 70% after a certain amount of money. Then Reagan comes in and he starts bringing down taxes.
right.
Because the idea was that if the rich have money, then they'll create more jobs.
Yes.
My theory is Reagan is our decline because
Yeah.
everybody wants to say Donald Trump was the first.
No, Reagan.
Reagan.
Yeah.
It was Reagan.
Yeah, I agree.
Reaganomics.
Reaganomics was the stupidest. And again, it starts with the fucking actor. Like it starts with somebody that doesn't know shit.
Yeah.
And he was just being fed everything. Like there's this really, not even his wife, but also the other people around him. Yeah. There's this one where he's in the stock market in the bullhorn in that room when they like do the that shit.
Wall Street.
Yeah, in Wall Street. And then there's this guy, I forget his name, but it was his treasury guy. He like leans over.
Literally
he's like,
tells him.
He's like, wrap this shit up. He's telling the president, wrap this shit up.
Damn.
Like that's how controlled this fool was. So it starts with that. When the tax rate goes down, you have this idea of trickle down economics, but then you have a wealth at the top, just accumulating at the top, and the rest of us ain't getting shit. That's why you see that American production goes up, but our wages stayed the same. Our wages should have kept up because if I'm part of this company and I'm making shit, back in the day, 50 years in the company, you got a Rolex.
Correct.
That's right. Yeah.
No,
Here you work at a job 5,
You
10
gotta get
years, you
yourself
ain't
a
get
little-
shit.
a little
You
bit
ain't-
of equity,
congrats,
homie.
here's your other
Yeah.
check. Here's your new check. That's it. So
Hey, don't give Scott ideas, dog. You know what? Hey, so you stay working, homie.
he needs to unionize.
Nah, I'm fucking with you.
No, but so those are the things. That's how you fix homelessness. So I totally understand. Like I was driving by. Where was I the other day? Oh, right here on if you're coming down Washington and you go down Long Beach.
Alameda Strip.
But
No?
but on the Alameda Strip, on the other side of the Alameda Strip, right on that street, Long Beach, that encampment.
What
They
time
took
was
over.
Because
I was looking.
Because the buffet starts at 2.
You working? You working?
No, but they took over. I was looking, and I'm like, holy shit! Like
No,
that
yeah.
encampment's huge. There's an encampment on Florence on the 710 freeway, like right in the middle. When you're going into the freeway, there's like just an encampment, and I'm just like, fuck. Like
Someone said there's an encampment here. We're all together. My kids are here. Everyone's here.
My kids here.
He takes out the blue sheet. La carpa, güey. No, ya valió
Estamos
verga.
dividiendo.
People are like, oh, es un tianguis. What's going on? There's swap meet? I'm like, no. This is why I bring it up because I did, like, just yesterday, I went out to downtown LA. I took a dope picture. I don't know if you guys liked it. Thank you very much. But I was there.
What's your Instagram?
It's the comedian.
The comic.
Anyway, you're not
98.
following me. This will, every now and then I'll get like Jerry Garcia, comedian Jerry Garcia's following you, and I'm like, when did he unfollow me? like you know when he does that when he wants to tag a picture, and then he go follow me again. You motherfucker. Okay, so
Yes,
here's the thing.
your picture was cute.
I'm walking over there. Thank you very much, dude. And I'm fucking like trying to hurry it up because I feel uncomfortable because there was a lot of like a lot of homeless people, and it just made me like you don't know what they're doing. I don't know if they're starving. They might jump at you and grab your shit. Like, you know, I just feel like nervous. I always feel paranoid. And it's like you want to be around this beautiful city and do like things, but it's like you have that in the back of your head, and like they're like they're doing their own drama. They're fighting and yelling, and you're over there trying to just enjoy the city. And it's like I get it. I understand that they're, you know, they got mental issues and they got their own problems, and I understand that shit. But it's just like one of those things where it's just I wish we can do something about it. Like, damn, I wish something could be done because it's fucked up. But at the same time, they're taking over the city, bro. They're controlling the fucking city. They're running shit. They're being in front wherever they want to be, and it's like one of those things where like, what do we do here? We just letting these fools just run shit now?
As of Friday, it shows that 66,000 people now live in the streets of Los Angeles, which is 12.7% higher than last year.
Bro, I'm literally before the pandemic. I was waiting to get into this fucking ramen place, and again, neighborhood is cool. It's like, you know, downtown, like graffiti is dope, but it's grimy as fuck. Yeah, it's grimy as fuck, bro. And then this fucking homeless lady comes out, and I'm literally enjoying the city and shit. She comes by and she starts like, "Can I get the change?" And I'm just like, "Oh, you know what? I gotta change." In my face, fool. Like, she's just like, and they give you the speech, right? He's like, "My name is this and that, and I have HIV/AIDS, and because of this, and I got skin cancer, and I will act." And I'm just like, "Oh, bitch, all this shit was red flags, all of it." And I'm like, "I can't." And she looked at me, she's like, "Really? You're not gonna give me money?" Like forcing it. And I was just like, "What do I do? A soccer bitch with AIDS, or like what the fuck? Like, do I get?
Will I get AIDS if I punch her?
Like, it was just one of those things that's like, damn, this bitch is really running shit right now. It's like, what the fuck? Like, that's not cool.
Well, the funny part about it is that the reason I know where you were at, because that's like one of my favorite parts of LA. It's little Tokyo area.
Yeah.
So the funny part about that though is that a couple years ago, that place wasn't hip.
Yeah.
You didn't want to hang out there.
Right,
You're
right,
only
right,
wanting
right.
to hang out there now that the developers did what I explained.
Plymouth Rock
Yes.
didn't land on us. We landed on
We
them.
landed on them.
Yeah, that was
And not
all
only that-
fucking.
Oh shit!
That was all homeless people area.
And then
You
down,
just
nobody wanted to
fucking
hang out in
mind
downtown.
fucked me,
My
bro.
parents, when I was living in downtown, my dad wanted to go visit me, and he's all like, "Fuck." When I came to LA, nobody wanted to live here. I lived like right
I
here.
tell my
in
kids that
San
all the time. I love driving by there, dude. That was our little shortcut to Dodger Stadium.
Yeah.
It was fucking
If
always
you would go down
empty. It
Santa
was just
Fe.
homeless people.
Yeah.
No traffic, no cars, no people, just homeless people.
You're
And you just cut through there.
right.
And you just cut through there. Next thing you know, you're in Dodger Stadium, fool.
15
Now,
minutes, yeah.
Perfect
Now
example.
sick traffic.
Perfect example at Echo Parkway. Like when I first moved out here, Echo Park was sketchy as fuck, and then like it felt like overnight it was just a different fucking place.
I have a homie who bought a house in Echo Park.
Yeah.
Woo!
That was a
Making
900K house.
900K house.
And it's not even a house, dog. That
Yeah, it's a
shit's
little piece of
a
shit.
condominium.
It's a little,
Yeah.
it's like, it's a little.
No, it's a nice size, but the thing is that like it's like and think about it, like just a couple years ago, it was a really bad area.
Yeah.
So I mean, where do you want them to go, Jesus?
I would like them to. There's this place in Bakersfield. I drive it all the time. We do a little fence way, right? We let them kill the cows, survive. They know how to survive. They're fucking quick.
Yeah, what's wrong with Lancaster, Palmdale, fool? Fuck
Send them
it.
that way.
No.
The problem too is that like not everybody's gonna rent to somebody with Section 8.
Yeah.
That's the other.
No, you're
so
talking about building homes for them. Where the fuck are you
do.
gonna build these homes at?
where?
Yeah.
They're getting built everywhere because the council members, because it was Current Price, I think, who was saying, because he's like the one that oversees like South LA, and he's like, why the hell are they always being built in my neighborhood?
Yeah, exactly. Like the ones in Alameda and fucking over there, fool.
Yeah, take
Yeah.
them to fucking Beverly Hills, bro.
Yeah.
They're building some Alameda and
Montana sounds homeless.
But here's the thing: you can't force somebody to live.
That was my next
leave,
thing.
That you can't force
That's
somebody.
what I was saying. Remember when I first brought this topic up? I remember we were having lunch and he was telling them, I was like, whoa, put them in a fucking bus. He was like, fool, what you're saying right now is fucking nuts. And I'm just like, nah, just put them in a fucking bus, take them to fucking Montana, drop their asses. No, but I think that we should have like a little like housing for them and make it a little facility where they can go and they talk to people.
Isn't that what they did with
They're
Australia?
wild too, man.
Didn't they
They're
put all
wild.
the fucking? They just send all the criminals to Australia and have them fucking run around over there.
Yeah, but we don't have a continent to send all these people.
Anyways.
But the funny part too, though. Sorry, last thing was gonna be that like the whole idea of like how do you stop the new homeless people from popping up?
Yeah.
Me. I'll be like, hey, you know what?
Yeah.
It's rough out here.
Because like we
Jesus
talked about how
month to month
expensive
here.
it
Let me
is.
tell you something.
Jesus month
I
to
ain't
month
1 month
here.
away. Yo, the stimulus better come through.
Because we're talking about $2,400 before taxes. If you make that, and if your rent's $1,800, for a
See,
shitty neighborhood like
exactly,
HP.
fool.
How you gonna live on that?
That's how I trip out on that. How they
Yeah.
fucking how are neighbors paying the rent? Motherfucker.
Yes.
Boom, left.
Yes.
But you know, this topic is very interesting, and we can fucking go on and on. We can.
There is a
literally-
vacancy here. If you guys want to be our neighbor,
by the way.
hey, all big fans only.
You get a
Yeah.
referral.
But yeah, man, no, for real, it's like this fucking topic is interesting. I'm glad. I'm glad we discussed it with you, bro.
Oh,
Like,
you
this
fucking
is-
mind blew.
You really did.
We gotta bring this fool back with Christian here, cause I know.
Oh,
Christian-
him and Christian would just like. But the
wait.
thing is,
I argue with Christian. Y'all don't even know. I argue with Christian
Instagram, I
on my
know.
own. No,
In
like
your head?
because I'm like listening to the podcast. I'm like, he's wrong. He's wrong.
We gotta bring
But
you
this is
back.
this is how Christian says it. He goes, yeah, but I don't know. Yeah. But I'm telling you this. I'm pretty much thinking that's how they do it. Like that's how they would do
Yeah.
it. But yeah, dude, no, this was a great episode. I'm glad we had you, dude. It was fucking
Give
fun.
me your Instagram.
Yeah, give me your Instagram if they want to chop it up.
Yeah, so
Like,
it's
no. No, thank you.
It's John Sanabria, so it's Jon,
Uh-huh.
and then my last name is Sanabria, Sanabria. So John Sanabria, if you want to find
Yeah,
it.
you're gonna see some. You're gonna see some Latinx shit, dog. This was next level.
Oh, which by the way, real quick, I saw an article about Latinx that it's not being well accepted. That
That it's
only,
not?
Yeah,
I don't
that it's
like
not.
that shit. I don't
That only
like
3%
Latinx.
of people are using it or even
I don't
acknowledging
like that
it.
shit.
What the fuck?
Well, it came.
Fuck Latinx. First of all, I don't like that term. I don't like the
What the
term.
fuck?
I'm
Why
the
not?
97%.
Why
It's
is that?
stupid, dog. That doesn't even make sense.
I'm
It sounds
Latino, homie.
It's like I used to be Latin, but I'm not anymore. I'm ex-Latin. It feels like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think for me it's kind of weird because like number one, I'm Salvadoran,
Uh-huh.
so everybody I grew up in HP.
Oh,
so
well, we just fucking we lost fucking half the followers.
no, but everybody thinks I'm Mexican
Uh-huh.
because even the way that I speak, because I grew up in HP and my grandfather's Mexican, my grandma remarried, so like I have a lot of like Mexican tendencies. So everybody just thought I was Mexican. So I never get mad at like because people will say I'm Mexican if I go to New York, I'm Puerto Rican, so it doesn't matter. Like I'm never am what I am. So that's why for me it doesn't bother me the whole Latinx thing because I understand where it's coming from.
But what is Latinx?
It's trying to get rid of the patriarchy within the language. That's really what it is. What I will say though is
Do you
that
vote for that?
I do only because I respect people's plight and I understand that words are powerful. The words you use to describe somebody can really affect who they are as a person and how they perceive themselves. So if they want to, it's just like if somebody hasn't maybe had their they're trans and they haven't had the operation, but they want to be referred to as she and her. I will refer to you as she and her. I will refer to you however you want me to refer to you. So if you want to be Latinx, I'm all for you. I get where you're coming from, all that. But I also understand that it's also a very American thing. So it's not accepted. Like it hasn't reached like the Mexico, the Ecuador, all that. It hasn't reached it yet. It's a really Latinx American thing.
Yeah, they're
And
trying to make it like
Yeah, so I mean, I get where when I first heard it, también, because they came after me. That wasn't even it when I was in college.
right.
I used to say y'all. I stopped saying guys because like if you're from HP, you say what up, dog? What's up, guys?
Yeah.
I still say
Yeah.
that
So
shit.
when I went to UCLA, I got called out on that shit by the women.
What? Oh.
Because they're like, well, there's women here también.
I got called out with the babe. I called everybody babe.
Yeah, yeah.
You can call everybody babe, man.
Yes, you do.
Well, it's more the look, dog.
It's not the fact that he says babe. It's just like he grabs him on the waist. Hey, what's up, babe? What the fuck was that?
Oh god, I missed 2016.
2016 was a savage, bro.
But I say y'all a lot. What up, y'all? Like I don't know if you catch it, but I say y'all a lot because I changed the way I spoke. So I see where this next generation, because it's Generation Z too that's doing that.
Yeah.
So I get where they're coming from. All power to them. I'll respect whatever they decide.
I never ran into anybody that said like, there's women here, and he called us all guys.
No, yeah.
I would be like, bitch,
It's stupid,
you haven't fucked in a week. I can tell.
It's a dumb.
Or you haven't fucked in
you do the
years.
disclaimer again?
Anyways.
All
right, we gotta
comments
wrap-
made
All right.
by the
We're
Susan
gonna wrap
Poveda.
this up. This is episode.
This was fun. Let us know what you thought about this episode, man. This was fun.
You just
For real.
cut me off. I'm fucking with you, dog. This is a good one. This is a good
Just
one.
one more time. Just Jonathan. Thank you.
Yo,
Good
shit,
shit.
No,
John,
thank you
get
for
up
having
here.
me.
Out, dude.
Thank you.
Thanks for
You know what? We're
fucking
gonna let the people decide. Do we want Jonathan back? Not
Why do
not
that?
anytime soon.
Leave a comment
Yeah,
on the
I don't want
YouTube
the-
channel.
I want feedback.
I want hate.
feedback.
Hey,
Traffic.
I see the hate that Jesus gets on his.
Yeah, I get hate,
I'm
dog.
not built for that.
You're
Dog.
not for that shit. Don't give him that opportunity to fucking just blast and shit. Anyways,
that guy.
This is another episode. We heard it.
Fuck that fool.
We
On
heard,
minute 42, stupid.
Yeah, you just lost a listener. Like, holy
yo, for real, dog.
Salvia, just everything was good. Just
No. But for real, we're glad you guys listened to it. I hope it was entertaining and very educational, right? But again,
Vote.
keep listening to the podcast and other It's Not My Weekend podcast. It's Not My Weekend, and then Cooler Than I Look, and then Time Flies with This Is a Poveda, also on YouTube. And one more thing before we leave. Phoenix, we're coming. We're fucking coming, dude. September 23rd. The stand-up live, and then September 24th at Tempe, Arizona.
Tempe Improv.
Right. Tempe Improv. Okay, guys. That's it. Take care, man. Peace out.
Peace.
Peace. Good shit, fool.
Fuck yeah.
Smoothie.